Hi, today we embark on an exciting journey into the realm of bioengineering with our spotlight on biosynth, a revolutionary solution aimed at combating the issue of plastic pollution. So biosynth is a groundbreaking bioengineering design aimed at addressing environmental challenges. In specific, it contains research on enzymes, which I'll be discussing in the next few slides. So as a company, Biosynth does the research on enzymes, and in this, I will be talking about the company's usage of a plastic breakdown enzyme, which helps the environment overall, as it'll eliminate plastic in many environments, such as the ocean. So first, let me talk about the problem. So the problem is the escalation of plastic pollution, which threatens ecosystems. So as we can see in this top right image, the plastic pollution in oceans is a huge problem. We can see up to 400 million tons of waste each year. In this image, we can also see all the plastic bottles and bags, and these things actually take from 20 to 500 years to decompose. So it's a huge problem that we definitely need to fix. So personally, I'm deeply passionate about environmental sustainability, and so this issue struck a chord for me. I've also researched things on how to recycle digital waste, as this is highly relevant to my major, computer science. So plastics persist for centuries, which wreaks havoc on marine ecosystems, biodiversity, and human health. Everyone has seen the pictures of the many things in the ocean that have been affected by this plastic, such as plastic bags impacting their lungs. And this can also make its way into humans because they eat things like fish and stuff, which can contain plastic. So obviously this affects the entire ecosystem, and this is a problem that demands our immediate attention. But next, I will talk about the biological aspects. So at its core, Biosynth employs genetically modified microorganisms designed to break down plastics. This uses microbial genetic engineering. Microbial genetic engineering uses genetic operation tools to shear, splice, and integrate the target genes and then introduce them to chassis cells. Essentially, what this does, as we learned in class, is it takes a gene which codes for a specific function and then introduces this gene to the cells. So we can introduce new functions in these cells that didn't previously exist before, such as this plastic breakdown enzyme. So enzymes work by taking a substrate and binding to it and then releasing a product, which in turn speeds up processes. As we discussed before, plastic takes especially long to decompose. It can take up to 500 years, so we definitely need a way to reduce the amount of time this takes. This is why we would use an enzyme, because it increases the speed of the reaction taken to break down the plastic. So these microorganisms also produce specialized enzymes that target polymers, accelerating the degradation process far beyond what occurs naturally. So now let's go over some design aspects. So the heart of the system lies in a closed bioreactor for controlled microbial activity. These bioreactors are vessels that have been designed and produced to provide an effective environment for enzymes or whole cells to transform biochemicals into products. Essentially, what this does is make sure that we can use enzymes as efficiently as possible during microbial activity. We also need to address certain safety measures and scalability. So to address safety concerns, stringent containment protocols are in place to prevent any unintended release into the environment. We need to monitor these types of releases to make sure they aren't affecting the animals in that environment. Furthermore, this design allows for scalability and adaptability, as well as allowing for easy replication and adaptation. So we can test this and makes Biosynth a very versatile solution to this problem. For now, let's go over some ecological impacts. So some of the positive impacts are a reduction in plastic waste and the potential restoration of affected ecosystems, such as the animals in the ocean that have been affected by this problem. However, we must also be vigilant about potential unintended consequences and long-term effects on microbial ecology. which is the study of the relationships and interactions within microbial communities within a defined space. So in this case, the defined space would be the ocean, and we would make sure that there are no unintended consequences on the animals that are suffering from this plastic problem. To do this, as discussed before, we must also continuously monitor and manage the animals and the environment to make sure there is no harm being caused as a byproduct of this. So lastly, let's go over some societal impacts. So this product has a lot of economic benefits as job creation in the ever-expanding fields of biotechnology and environmental monitoring sectors. So this also reduces the work done by workers and makes it far more efficient. Currently, there's people all over the planet that are hand picking up the trash. We can also help add new jobs while reducing the work of other jobs, and can cut down costs for companies as well, as they can still use plastic. It's also noteworthy that this has increased health benefits, such as decreased exposure to harmful plastic byproducts and the chemicals contained in them. This also helps with education and awareness, as we can use biosynth as a catalyst for eco-friendly practices. So as we conclude our journey through biosynth, it's evident that this bioengineering marvel holds immense promise. It's not just a solution to the problem, it's a catalyst for positive change. I urge all of us to consider collaboration for future research, refinement, and most importantly, the responsible deployment of biosynth to ensure a sustainable and eco-friendly future. Thank you.